Chat Bietjie Rol, dis tyd om te praat. Langbal stories laat ons jou vermaak. League results wie's op die top. Predictions en teams ons hou nie op.
Good evening, ladies and gents. Welcome back to Season 2, Episode 1 of Chat Bietjie Rol. With me, as always, got my mate, in Afrikaans, Ian, and in English, Ian, or just known as Hampo. Actually, it's not so close with him. Welcome back, Hampo.
Cheers, buddy. Always very exciting to be back. Just like to wish everyone a very happy new year and a successful 2026, and may it be a good one.
Yeah, I mean, one thing about the Edgemead Classic, if you have to go back to the Edgemead Classic, I've never had to send so many well wishes or say so many well wishes. Even on the Sunday after the prize giving, you haven't seen someone. After that, you've actually get your well wishes klaar gesê.
Yeah, great.
So here we are, guys. We're at Pinelands Bowling Club today. They were so polite to have us host our show here today. Lovely little club here in the heart of Pinelands, across the road from the Pinelands Cricket Club. 3 greens here, well, what, we're going to call it 3.5.
3.5 greens. Yeah, funny. So many of you would know what Pinelands Bowling Club is about. If you played here before, there's 3 greens and what looks like a half a green in the middle, where a lot of people look at and think, geez, that's strange. But back in the day, the guys like Nigel Solomon, they would tell you that that's where they used to play the Western Province singles finals and Masters finals back in the day. It was a really good surface. But we're sitting here on their brand new deck. They built a new deck out here right next to the bar. It looks very nice.
And how
nice
festive,
addition to the club.
How festive. The members are on the green.
Good crowd, yeah.
Good crowd. They've got a nice little crowd in the bar. Very, very different to what we've experienced in the past. It seems like Dion Johnson and Alan and the boys are, both Allans, are actually doing a good job here. They're trying to revive the club.
Yeah, no, doing a good job.
And it's good for bowls. We see so many clubs losing members and joining the bigger clubs, if you want to say that.
Yeah.
Like you, a great example.
So moving on.
And it's good to see the smaller clubs reviving and actually going forward.
100%, that's what we want. That's what we want to see.
Yeah, so just to mention, before we get to the draw, I just want to tell you guys around, we've got a new segment this year called Beat the Expert. So what would happen is we would obviously go up against that expert weekly, a male participant for flag and a female participant for muter, and we can see if we can beat them.
Yeah.
This year, we'll get to who they are when we get to the predictions. But before we go on, Hampo, I need to mention the draw for Premier League again this year.
Yeah, so same old. We've gone with 1 plays 2, 3 plays 4, and so on and so on. Obviously, there's been a few changes within a few of the club sides since the way they finished up last year and who's playing for them and who's left and all that kind of thing. So there's, sort of an interesting matchup there. But again, you finished first, and it looks like because they finished first, they get favoured with a home game. I don't know if that's how they think about it, but
Doubt it.
So that's how it started off again. So you got almost strength versus strength from the first thing, and then it follows on from there. So
yeah, and for me, if you look at the draw, it's so bloody important. Okay, so I take nothing away from the hard work that's been done to do the draw, and I've never done it, so I can't say it's easy, and I cannot say it's hard.
Yeah.
I've never had to do it.
Yeah.
But the small things matters,
Yeah.
right? So when you do the draw, for me, what would make a lot more sense is you go, last year's winner go on top of the draw, and last year's runner-up go at the bottom.
Yeah.
Make the last game a spectacle, a showcase.
Correct.
Right?
Correct.
And then you draw it in between. For me, that makes a lot more sense. Is it maybe too much hard work? I don't know, because there's so many leagues. You get the entries late. I don't want to cover for whoever's done it. But for me, from a Premier League perspective, that only makes sense.
Yeah, and I'll agree with you there.
And the other thing is now we've got this double header next week in the Premier League, where they've picked a neutral venue, and Glen is picked for the men, and Western Province Cricket Club is picked for the ladies. Okay, Durbanville's picked for the ladies, for the women's, for the muter. Now suddenly one side's got 6 home games, where usually it's either 4 or 5.
Correct. And
Wouldn't have it made a lot more sense had we gone and said the men at Western Province Cricket Club, because they don't have a Premier League side, and the ladies at Glen, because they don't have a Premier League side. Doesn't that make common sense must prevail? Just because it's done a certain way over the last 5, 6, 7 years, doesn't mean it's right.
Yeah.
Change is as good as a holiday. Yeah. So for me personally, I think the draw again this year. We spoke about it a year ago when we started our show. Our first episode, we said don't agree the way the draw is done, because if you look at the men, even the ladies, except for cricket club and the ladies. We'll get to that when we get there. But in the men, you've got your top 4 sides from last year. If you go 4 out of 4, if Edgemead goes 3 out of 4, 4 out of 4, they've got one hand on the trophy because they're playing Plumstead and Mowbray the last 2 weeks. That could possibly be a 20-pointer.
Yeah.
So even if they are 10 points clear 2 weeks ago, they can easily still win it because of the way the draw is done. It's so important to get the draw right. Okay. And there was a lot of talk about and questions about the draw this year. I don't know if the questions got to the right department or committees. If it did, obviously it was given a death ear, but let's get to the positives. Flag 2026, muted 2026, we're here. It's an exciting time for a lot of players. For me, when I play flag, doesn't matter which division I play, I'm up at 5:30 in the morning because I'm so excited to get going. And then it's a long wait for the 2 o'clock start.
Correct.
For some other guys, it's a bit more hectic because it causes fights in the club and some, some issues. But what a time to play. That 9 weeks or that 9 game weeks is only the real time you get to represent your club.
Correct.
And what a privilege.
It's my favourite time of the year. It's like I said last season, and I'll say it again. It's all the drama and the in-house politics that starts, and the odd circus act or two. But yeah, it's magic. You, like Morne says, you wear your badge for the club for those 9 weeks. Well, it's 9 weeks now. Magic. I enjoy it.
Yeah, I think in saying that, I think let's get right into our predictions. We're going to start off this year with the ladies. In the muter. So I think just before we get to the first prediction, Luke, 3 clubs this year that I think is going to make a run for it, and my favourite of the 3, I'm going to call them not in any order, but Goodwood, Western Province Cricket Club, and Durbanville. And I truly believe Western Province Cricket Club this year is going to be the side to beat.
Correct, 100%. I'll agree with you there that those are on paper definitely to start with the top 3 sides to enter into the start of the season, start of the meter season. There's been some players move over to Cricket Club which have made a very valuable change there to them, and that side is looking like the side to beat for me.
I think for me, if I had to make a pre-game week 1 or round 1 pick, and you say who's the favourite to win the muter this year, I'd go Western Province Cricket Club.
100%.
Let's get to our first game. We got Goodwood, last year's champions, playing last year's runners-up,
Mowbray.
Mowbray,
Yeah.
at Goodwood.
You want me to lead it off there?
Yeah, you lead us off there. Give us some context and...
Very similar looking Goodwood side. In terms of the ladies that were there and in the mix last year when they won it, against a very much changed Mowbray side. It's quite a new looking Mowbray side actually. So I think they got to get a chance to settle there and find their way against a good strong Goodwood side. So I think Goodwood would come away with first game of the season. Also, getting into the season, I think Goodwood will come away with an 8-4 there against Mowbray.
Yeah, I tend to agree with you there. I think the Goodwood side, pretty decent. I think there's a change or two from last season, but the Mowbray side, away from home. Oh, hold on, we never introduced our expert. Our producer, sorry guys, the reason we thought it's a new year and a new Luke Ellis, and that's why we were about 10 minutes late, because our producer had a shower at 5 o'clock only finished his shower at about 20 past 5, and that's why we're late. But let's get back to the beat the expert segment.
But he is still one of the best guys in the game.
He is one of the best guys in the game.
If not the best, Lukey.
Well, nicest, not the nicest, kindest. So this season, again, as I mentioned earlier, we're doing the Beat the Expert. We've asked Trish Young to be our expert this week. Trish, very famously known for I think it was the World Bowls gold in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, 1994. Also a current SA or Protea lady selector. So ask her to be the Mute expert this week. So you've gone 8-4 Goodwood.
8-4 Goodwood, yeah.
8-4 Goodwood. I agree with you. I think a lot of class in that Goodwood side. Not that I'm saying there's not class in the Mowbray side. I just think the experience, the home greens. Although I think there's one or two things amiss this season at Goodwood, I must be honest, in the ladies division. I don't think they're going to win it, and I don't think they're even going to finish in the top 3. But I think this time around we'll Goodwood round 1, 8-4 Mowbray. 8-4 Goodwood, sorry. 8-4 Goodwood, so me and you exactly the same there. 8-4 Goodwood. Yeah, imagine that.
You are sleeping at home tonight, by the way, are you?
I'm sleeping at home. I gave them the win.
Okay. Right.
I gave them the win. Okay, up next we got Durbanville against Plumstead at Durbanville. Oh, sorry, we need to get Trish. So our producers forgot to put Trish's prediction down. Haven't you forgot? So Trish's prediction, and I'm going to read it to you now because I need to open it quickly. See, when the producer is late, we everything goes messy. Okay, so Trish, I'm gonna read what Trish has to say. She's got a little introduction. She says, "My feeling is that this division is going to be dominated by Goodwood, Western Province Cricket Club, Durbanville, and Constantia, and I expect them to all be in the mix at the end. Edgemead could also have a chance, but sadly this week's draw is pretty one-sided, with the strong sides playing the weaker teams." Trish not holding back them. So Trish has gone Goodwood versus Mowbray. She's gone 10-2 for Goodwood. She says, with a side loaded with an international and a number of inter-district players, plus the advantage of playing at home, Goodwood must be odds on to take this one. A lot will depend on the form of Sylvia Burns, with Ananda opposing her. It could be a battle of the leads. A dark horse for Mowbray could be Dolla Blighnout, who did so well in the recent, the PBA qualifier. And she says the Pro 10, so I guess Pro 10 and the PBA qualifier. Yeah. Okay, so have you got the prediction on there? Okay, so next we go to Durbanville, Plumstead, Ampo.
So Plumstead playing Durbanville at home. I'm going to go for, looking at that Durbanville side, we've got Karen van Noort who's moved up to 3rd. Did she play back rank last year? I don't think she did, eh?
I think she did.
Did she? Okay. Anyway, it's a nice balanced looking side that. as always, the Durbanville ladies have got a lot of gees and a lot of heart. Tough to beat at home in Durbanville. The Plumstead side also showed last season. They're also fighters.
Yeah.
They've got a lot of grit, that kind of thing. So, but I'm going to go with home ground advantage there. I think Durbanville will pip them. It'll be a closer game than you think. I think I'll go with a 7-5 to Durbanville.
So I like the makeup of the Plumstead side quite a lot. I think that's a side, they finished third last year, and I think it's very much a similar side to what they had last year, and they did well, they performed quite well.
And they play a lot together.
Yeah, so they play a lot together, and I quite like the makeup of that Plumstead side. I think it's a nice and balanced side. But I do think home ground advantage for Durbanville, in my mind, gives them the 8-4.
Okay. So you got an 8-4.
I got an 8-4.
Okay.
And then let's see what Trish has said here. Trish said, playing on their superb home greens, Durbanville should prevail. The very experienced skips Maggie van Saal and Lydia Maritz have solid teams and should be too strong for the Plumstead 8. And she's gone 10-2 on her prediction.
Okay. All right.
Okay, then we go on to Somerset West versus Edgemead.
Yeah, Somerset West at home against Edgemead. I had to have a good think about this one. The Edgemead side is also, a good side. There's again some really good fighters and some players with character there. The Somerset West ladies is one or two names that still really stand out there for me. I'm not going to call it old school, but the Nina and the Tia Blatt and all that kind of thing. Who at home in Somerset West, I think are going to be difficult to beat. So again, I'm going to go with home ground advantage there, a bit like what I called for Durbanville. Also a close game, 7-5 to Somerset West.
So interesting that Tiana Grobler is making a comeback into Balza, ex-Namibian international,
Yeah.
top player, been around. And if I look at the front rank of Tia Blatt, which is Ineke Spannenberg and Leonie Taljaard and Marion's in there as well,
Yeah.
at home,
Yeah.
I think Edgemead's going to have a very tough time,
Yeah.
honestly. I think this Edgemead side is going to have a tough time in Muta this year.
Okay.
My opinion is that I don't think there's enough firepower.
Okay.
And if they prove me wrong, well done to them. It's just an independent bowl show with an opinion.
Sure.
It's not here to hurt anyone's feelings. But my prediction, I've gone Somerset West 10, Edgemead 2. And the expert says Edgemead are feeling a very experienced 8, so should take this one. But Somerset West have the services of Tiana Grobler, a former Namibian international, copied me there, who would make the difference for Nina Painter's side. Ineke, who has represented the Netherlands, will also be an asset to Tia Blatt's form. Okay, so they've got 2 internationals there. So actually they should be the favourites. 2 international players. Any case, so Tiana's gone 9-3 to Edgemead. She's got Edgemead for the win, 9-3.
9-3 to Edgemead, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Go next up, we got Helderberg versus Constantia.
Right, so Helderberg at home against Constantia. Look, unfortunately, I don't know a lot of the ladies in that Helderberg side. I know Jen's not there; she's not playing. I don't know where she is actually. To be honest, I don't know if she's not playing bowls or if she's away. And then obviously I know all the ladies in the Constantia side. And having moved to Constantia and seeing how they're practicing together and how they're gelling and that, the favourites for me there are Constantia. I'm going to go 8-4 to Constantia.
Luke, are you sure you didn't share my picks with him before the time? So, I also went 8-4 for Constantia.
Okay.
I think that I just don't think that Helderberg side's good enough to.
Yeah, well, we're going to have to give them a chance. We're going to have to see how they perform this weekend. And
And my opinion's based on just based on the unknown, because I actually don't know a lot of the ladies there.
Yeah.
I haven't seen them in competition, I haven't seen them in playoffs, I haven't seen them around. So for me, that's the only reason why I base my decision on. I just don't know.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've also gone 8-4 there.
Okay.
And then let's hear what Trish had to say. Trish says, Trish has gone hard here. On paper, the Constantia side looked to be stronger of the two sides, but as we all know, we don't play balls on paper. But I'll still take them for the win. Gwen and Cynthia are experienced skips, but unfortunately, I don't know any of the ladies playing in front of them, which is basically our sentiment as well.
Okay.
So, Trish has gone 1 to Helderberg, 11 to Constantia.
Wow. Okay. Big win.
Yeah, massive win. And then we get into the last game, Paulsmoor versus Western Province Cricket Club. And one thing we had to note, there was a late change in the Paulsmoor side. A very exciting change for Paulsmoor, as Sam Olivier, ex-Gold Squad member, played SA Masters, SA Juniors, Silver Squad, has made a comeback into that Paulsmoor side.
Magic to see, eh?
Yeah, she's coming for joy, and it's so special to have Sam back. Sam's been out the game for about 4 or 5 years. He's after COVID and started a family, and you know, it's so encouraging to have Sam back. Will it be like riding a bike? You know, I haven't played in 5 years or 4.5, 5 years. We don't know. But it's just so encouraging to have Sam back, because Sam used to be such a player. Yeah. Sam was a goodie, a lovely person, lovely personality, good teammate, played the game well. And Sam, if you're watching, welcome back. We really are happy to see you back in the mix.
Yeah, 100%.
You want to kick us off the hamper?
All right, so Cricket Club at home against Paulsmoor. I think this is going to be very much a one-sided affair. That Cricket Club side is looking very, very, very good. So I'm going to go with a 10-2 to Cricket Club.
Yeah, I think you're very courteous there.
Yeah.
So I just think, as I said, I've picked Western Province Cricket Club to win the meter. Okay. That's my pick. Okay. That's my horse I'm backing. I just think absolute too much class in that Western Province Cricket Club side. You've got the current fours and trips winners lining up there on one side with Claire and Mo and Colleen Bright and the young up-and-coming Michelle Reynolds in there. And then you've got all the experience on the other side with Cheryl Saunders. You've got Rita Hinsquit, Carol Nash, and Linda Stringer. Linda is an A-side, Boland A-side lead for many years. Linda's proven herself. Yeah. You're going to have to know your story to beat them. Yeah. And just based on that, I've gone the harsh 12 zip for Western Province Cricket Club. Right. And Trish says, playing on the wonderful greens at Western Province Cricket Club, so carefully prepared by Peter Bryant, and with the addition of Mo Lowe and Claire Cowan to strengthen the team, it should be a whitewash. Again, Trish not holding back, rightfully so. Paulsmoor will find it very difficult to take points from this Western Province Cricket Club powerhouse. Novice bowler Michelle Reynolds, playing second for Claire, is definitely one to watch for the future. And I agree. So Trish has gone 12 zip. Yeah. Western Province Cricket Club. So I think the only difference we actually have between us and them, I think you've pretty much backed Trish on all your results. You guys are the same. And the only one I went different, I think, was Edgemead Somerset West. Luke, can you confirm that?
No, Trish went Edgemead Somerset West.
Oh yes, Trish went Edgemead and me and you went. So me and you, so there's no winners or losers, only on the closest of points this week.
Exactly.
So that will be the deciding game between the experts and the expert, which is Trish, and the experts, us two Muppets sitting here at Pinelands.
Yeah, exactly.
That would be the determining factor. On to the men. And very happy to say that Alan Loftus, Commonwealth Games gold medalist in 1996 in that, was it 94? Couldn't have been 94, Luke. Sorry, Luke interrupted you, 96. Because World Bowls was 94, Luke. You're going to look it up first, but it was 96 in Canada. He was very nervous, not nervous, very sort of said that he, if he doesn't get 50% correct, he should retire. And very happy to have you, and thank you, Lofty, for taking the time to actually engage with us and send through your selections. We really do appreciate that.
100%.
Was it 94? Okay, 94, sorry.
That's why we have producers.
That's why I have producers. I thought it was 96.
The expert on Commonwealth Games 1994.
About the only thing he's done right tonight. Today. Any comments on the flag, Po? We touched a bit of it on it earlier on the show, but any side you sort of look, any sides you fancy, any?
I'm going to stick to something similar to what we said with Meter. The top three runners there. The standout 1 and 2 for me are Durbanville and Edgemead. And then I think for a close nose to nose, third place there, Goodwood and Constantia. Goodwood has still got some good boys there, some really good players, and Constantia have gained a few players. Well, one player to be exact. That second player is not playing in the Premier League, he's playing in First Division, but that's all right.
Well, which is very good this year, guys, because Hampo is not good that he's not playing Premier League this year, but very good. Last year, Hampo represented Goodwood,
Yes.
and he refused to make predictions on the games that he played. And this year, unfortunately, it's moving to a new club. You have to go
Work your
prove
way
yourself there in the 8th team, second side.
Second
Sorry,
side.
second
That's the
side.
one, yeah.
And so, fortunately, we can actually have Hampo comment on all games this year, not leave one out.
But I won't not surprise you. I'll still have the odd 6-6 call. So
And the 7-5s, the constant 7-5s. Hampo.
And we still came, even though I didn't call a few games last season, we still came quite close to the end.
So I think it's going to be an interesting year. I think the close. There's a lot of sides, a lot of good sides. I think there's about 5 or 6 very good sides.
Yeah.
And I think, unfortunately, this year the draw is going to have an impact on the results.
Yeah, no,
I think the draw is just taking the excitement out of it. But the impact the draw has on this year is you could have a side that's won it with like 3 weeks to go.
3 weeks to go, yeah. True.
You could have that.
Yeah.
And that takes the whole excitement out of it.
Yeah.
Hence why I said let's relook at the draw. But for me, that Edgemead side, got reinforced with Theo van der Walt. Poor Tories missed out. I feel for him. Him and Glenn Morrison. Is it Morrison?
Yeah, Glenn Morrison. But Glenn Morrison's decided to
Just
take a
take a
leave of
step back,
absence.
yeah.
He's for family reasons and stuff like that.
And Tory, poor Tory. I mean, I feel for Tory.
Yeah.
He was a crucial part of that side for the last how many years when they didn't have players, when they decided to make Armand skip and they said, "Oh, Tory, you go play third for him." And when their players left to Western Province Cricket Club, that's now suddenly returned.
Yeah.
Tory was there, and
Yeah.
and even with all due respect
So,
to
yeah, it
Tony,
must be-
Tony left as well and played for Mowbray and Cricket Club. So harsh on a guy like Tory Sabati to miss out, because he was one of those standout guys, the firm guys that was there
Yeah.
when everyone else abandoned the club.
That's true, and it must be a very bitter pill to swallow.
Of course.
But again, this is what happens in flag season and meter season. These kind of things happen, and this kind of drama and the politics creep in.
But hold on, for me, the top side here,
Yeah.
Edgemead should win it. They should go back to back. It's top side. You'll see the names later. Top side. I think it's a shootout for second and third between Constantia, Glen, Old Oak, and Somerset West and Durbanville.
Jeez.
Second and third. That's Oaks are competing for second and third this year, pal. That Edgemead side's just too good. The Constantia side, they've got a bit of youth. If their one lead can sort out his forehand, apparently can't play his forehand the one lead, according to his mates. It's apparently you, Luke. And but Constantia side's decent. I think Old Oak got their selection spot on with a well-balanced side. And we'll see those sides later when we go. I think the Glen side's very good. I think that Somerset West side, if you look at...
That 1-4 was very good.
well, not both. I think both's pretty good. I think it's going to be a very interesting Premier League this year. And I really do like the inclusion of Plumstead at one, because those boys have played together for the last 150 years, and you've got some stalwarts in there, and you don't want to catch those boys at home, pal.
No,
You don't want to catch those boys at Plumstead.
You were slave to that last year.
I was a slave to that last year, and you don't want to get these guys at home. They'll punish you. But on that note, Amper, get us going. Game week 1, Edgemead versus Goodwood at Edgemead.
This is Goodwood, yeah. So yeah, it was a difficult one for me to try and call this, because definitely a part of my heart is still there at Goodwood. But I just know how good Edgemead are at home specifically, and as you were talking about now, how strong they are. So I'm going to go with Edgemead to win that one with 8-4.
Yeah, I think I think Edgemead at home, too much class for Goodwood. The Goodwood side's decent, can be decent.
And I'm
He's
happy,
last year.
Can I just add, I'm happy to be wrong with this one. If I get it wrong, I'll be
So
happy
am
to
I.
get
I'm
it
also happy to be wrong with this one.
Yeah.
But if you go back and look at last year's result, what was it, 11-1?
wrong. Yeah, I know, I was there.
Yeah, that's what I'm asking. Not was it 11-1 or
Was it
10-2 or whatever
No,
it was?
It was a
But
big
it was a
one,
bit of
yeah.
a hiding.
Yeah.
And I just feel, can you get over your demons from last year? Gone there, you're playing such a top side. Nick Rasling, Tony van der Poel, Ryan Tritter and Theo van der Walt in one side. I mean, that's daunting. You have to be up for the fight to win it there.
Yeah.
And it starts up front with your front rank.
Correct.
And then on the other side, you've got Armand and Raceford. They've proven their combination over the years. And you've got old US and Dean Kaiser
Yeah.
up front. And the Goodwood side, again, a couple of changes. Eugene, Glenfourie comes up. Stefan Kotzer goes at second, and Divan goes at lead. On the other side, Johnny, Ferdy, Vigo, and Zandre.
Yeah.
Love to see how they go. The front rank's going to determine the game, but both sides have powerhouses and real power in their back rank. But we'll have to go and see what happens up front. And I wish I could watch that game on streaming.
Kudos to both clubs for picking the youngsters
Yes,
in there. Ryan,
pushing youngsters,
Figo,
correct.
Divan. That's what we want to see. Like the juniors coming through, who are quality and they can play at Premier League level.
100%.
And they can handle the pressure and they hold their own.
100%. So I've gone 11-1 for Edgemead.
Okay. When we going to Goodwood for a drink anytime soon. Anyway.
Oh, well, last year I wasn't allowed at Durbanville because I called Goodwood the first go. So Lofty says, hi Monet, thanks for asking me for my predictions. I hope to get more than 50% correct. So here goes. It is very unfortunate that these two powerhouse teams should meet in round 1 and not round 9. Looking at team selections, it's difficult not to put your money on last year's champions. Irrespective of the result, I predict these teams will both be in the mix come the end of the season. Would love to watch the battle between young Ryan Tritter and Vigo Alves, should they be drawn against each other. And he's gone 8-4 for Edgemead. Up next, we got Glen versus Old Oak.
Right, so Glen, Old Oak. There we are. So Glen at home against Old Oak. We know how tough and gritty and hard that Old Oak side is. And we do know the class there in the Glen side as well. They've got some very good players. So that side hasn't changed too much really from last season. I think maybe 1 or 2 changes in the Glen side. But at home, I haven't really checked the weather for the weekend. I don't know what the wind's doing. But I'm going to go with home ground advantage there with the Glen boys. I'm going to go 7-5 to Glen.
Yeah, I think the Old Oak selectors has actually done quite well. I think they picked a very balanced side. You got Nicky Crawford keeping the one side, Wessel Fourie as his third, Scala at second, and Kobus Hougaard came across from Oakdale. We know what class Kobus Hougaard brings to the side. And then we've got on the other side you've got Wally Brown, Mike Turin, Louis Botha and JD Wenzel.
Finally gets a little shot.
Gets a shot in and
which is good on you boys for picking him because he's quality.
Yeah, because he's a good player. He's good on Old Oak in investing in the youngsters.
Yeah.
I just think if this game was played at Old Oak,
Different story.
my prediction would have gone the other way.
I agree.
But I don't think it's going to be a hiding. I think it's going to be a lot closer than what we say. Again, I think the Old Oak selector's got it right. I think the Glen side's very good. I mean, I'm punting them. They've got 6 home games. If you have 6 home games, you shouldn't lose the Premier League. Because if you win 5 out of your 6 home games and you win 1 game away, you should be close to second guaranteed. And Kevin Campbell makes his, he's available this year, and you got Choppy there, and Gareth Rossi, and Grant Wright is back. You got the Colonel. You got Gerrit van Niekerk. He's stuck Jerry in the national singles as a novice. If you don't believe me, ask him. He'll tell you himself. And but a good side. But I go Glen 8-4 against Old Oak.
You're going to go Glen 8, Old Oak 4.
Yeah, Glen 8-4. And then we go Lofty's prediction here. Glen Old Oak. I really fancy this Old Oak team. Selection looks like 2 balanced sides. Can Kevin Campbell and Gareth prove me wrong? The way the Southeaster has been blowing, maybe it could be a leveler. So he's gone Glen 3, Old Oak 9.
Yeah.
You might be missing something. That's why he's the expert.
Correct.
And not us. That's why we ask or beat the expert. Next we go Constantia versus Durbanville. And I am stuck here. Our producer Luke, he's a Premier League player. He plays in the Constantia side, Hampo chasing a spot in the Constantia side, and me from Durbanville. So we've got the Durbanville-Constantia game at Durbanville. Hampo, you kick us off.
So kick us off. So Durbanville at home against Constantia. Nice little season opener. I like that. I was sort of licking my lips for that one, but I'll keep licking them. There's some changes to that Durbanville side there. Lukey is playing third to Kevin Douglas. You know him? Mornay Skeppers. You know anything about him? Oh, okay, I've heard good things about him. I've heard good things about him. But again, Durbanville just fielding a very, in my mind, a very strong side, difficult to beat. Constantia as well. Every name there, I think, warrants to be there. Even though I was a pick for the side, doesn't matter. I think every name there warrants to be there. And I think it's going to be closer than you think. I'm going to call my first one, Mornay 6-6.
There we go. First episode, first 6-6. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. You don't want to upset me. You don't want to upset your club.
6-6.
That's very. So again, I think the Constantia side is a good side. I think they've got it right. They've gone with the youth. Davy van der Wald's a good signing for them. I think they've got a good side. One thing I would say is the one front rank, one I can't play is forehand. According to his mate Tyler.
The chip start already, boys.
Tyler says Luke can't play his forehand. And then the second in that side hasn't put a ball down since VP Boland after a night of DJing.
So Tyler says Luke can't play his forehand.
Well, Tyler says Luke says he can't play his forehand.
Oh, Luke says.
Tyler's looking for a lead for the Classic.
Tyler apparently looking for a lead in the Oudtshoorn Classic. He did say he had to coach you a little bit the other day, Luke. Luke shaking his head. He says not true. He says not true. So yeah,
Tyler's still in the first div, huh?
Tyler's still first div.
First div, okay.
But I'll tell you what, I think that's going to be a great game. I think it's going to be a good game.
I think that's one of the most exciting games of the weekend.
I think that's the pick of the games. That's the feature game of the weekend. Not because I'm involved, just because there's 7 of our team that I think the Durbanville selectors got it right. Not because they picked me. The other 7 is brilliant.
Yeah.
And I've gone a Durbanville win there.
Okay.
And I've gone 8-4, but I think it's going to be very close. 8-4 means one side wins and the other side loses, and you're fighting for aggregate.
Yeah.
So 8-4 is actually quite a close result. It's
It
actually,
is.
you know,
That is.
so yeah, I think it's going to be close.
Yeah.
And I'm looking forward to that game, you know, as a season opener.
Sure.
Want to get the rust off. Play the rust off there. Luke is laughing. It's only a joke. Brett, please, no, didn't mean it personally. So Lofty says, obviously a tough call for me, but with home advantage, I reckon Durbanville will squeak in. A huge pat on the back for the Constantia Selection Committee for choosing our 3 up-and-coming youngsters. I can obviously see there's one strange selection in the Durbanville team. So I presume that's aimed at me. So I get it, Lofty. I didn't pick myself. But I think there's a lot of people shaking their head looking at that selection. So Lofty has gone against, and that's unlike Lofty, because Lofty will tell you up straight, I'm biased.
Yeah.
Lofty will tell you I'm biased. So the fact that Lofty goes 7-5 Constantia means that he doesn't rate the Constantia side. that puts that's a lot. 7-5 Durbanville. So that you know, doesn't put confidence in you, Oaks Lukey. Then it's aggregate, of course. Then we go Somerset West, the nice side, Somerset West versus Helderberg.
Yeah, you know, I'm going to go with the run of form here. How well the guys have been doing under Somerset West, and it's good to see. You know, it's to see a side from the basin that's been dominating like they have in the recent province competitions. Helderberg missing a few players. Well, one, Paul Ferns is not there. He's not playing.
He's a big loss. I don't know if he's working or if he's not available.
Yeah,
I don't know.
we're not sure.
We don't know what the story is, but yeah, he's a big miss because he was one of those that carried them last. Not
Correct.
carried them, but he played. He was a crucial part in
Yeah.
them staying up. And we predicted they were going to go down last year. Well,
Correct.
I did. It was
Yeah.
that was for me. That was the banker to go down,
Correct, and they hung in there.
and they hung in there.
But I just think there's a bit too much class and form there in that Somerset West side at the moment. So sorry, Grant. I'm going to go with the Somerset West when they have 10-2.
Yeah, I'm going to again be a bit brutal here. I think that Somerset West side, the Koen side, obviously, Bayers falls into that second spot for them on the side that won the fours, and Jock de Pree goes and skips.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you what, we played Jock. Jock played second against our side in the last 16, and Jock was incredible. Not that Koen was incredible, Nico Taljaard was incredible, Miles was incredible, but for me, the pick of the players there was Jock. And he's skipping the other side now. And Nick Byrne, we know Nick Byrne's got a lot of experience, good player. And then they've gone with, I don't want to say newbies because it's the wrong word. They've gone with younger players with Mitch Ferreira up front at lead and Wim van Wyk at second. If they can hold their own, Somerset West will have a very good season. Just based on, again, just not knowing too much about the Helderberg players that's in there. Look, I know David, I know Grant, and I know Brian Isherwood. We used to not be rivals. We played for different clubs back in BGN,
Yes.
and he's a tidy player. But I've actually gone quite harsh, and I've got Somerset West 12 and Helderberg 0.
Okay.
And Lofty is gone. My decision here is based on the fact that there are a few Helderberg bowlers that I don't know. Well, that probably does know. But Stefan Koen's team looks very strong, and I believe they will take 4 or 5 points. 2 points from the other team plus aggregate, and I will go close. So Lofty's gone 9-3 Helderberg. Oh, sorry, Somerset West. 9-3 Somerset West.
Okay.
There's a glare on my screen here. Sorry, guys. 9-3 to Somerset West.
Okay.
And I think the second biggest game of the weekend, which is I like this game a lot. I love this game. Plumstead versus Mowbray. Talk to me.
Okay, so I agree with you with those Plumstead boys. I don't think it was quite 150 years, a little bit less. But
No, you know
anyway,
what I
they've
mean.
been-
You know, I can exaggerate.
Yeah, it can be a very difficult bunch of guys to play against. You know, they just, you know, I don't know. We can talk all day about them, but I think it's going to be a tough game for Mowbray to win. Mowbray's got a very new look side, very new look side
Yeah.
there. I think they're going to just have to struggle to survive this season. Find it, you know, just figure out how to survive. There's no ambitions there to try and win the thing or in top 3, but survive in the Premier. But I'm going to go with and Mowbray. Who's the home game there? Mowbray or Plumstead?
Mowbray at home.
Mowbray at home. Yeah, I think Plumstead will come away with the 8-4 there.
So, again, Mowbray in a bit of a difficult position.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Can I just say one thing? Sorry about
Yes.
that Mowbray side. So Uncle Tommy,
Yeah.
Tommy from Flandern, I actually want to check with how long he's been playing for Mowbray for in that first side for. He's one of the sort of stalwart club members that just hangs out,
Yeah,
and sticks it out there at his club, plays in the side, doesn't jump around like we do, you know.
Yeah, if you speak to Berkey will tell you, like, I wish he left. No, I'm joking.
But he's still there in the mix. But other than Tommy, that's a whole new looking side there. If I look through it, other than Dion Johnson, who I think has played a few games for the first side, and Tony as well. But yeah, it's going to be tough.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be tough. I think it's gonna be a tough season for Helderberg. I think it's gonna be a tough season for Plumstead. I think it's gonna be a tough season for Mowbray. And I like to call it early, so no one calls me lucky later on. So
Yes.
I think your relegation battle is gonna be between those 3 sides:
Yeah.
Helderberg, Plumstead, and Mowbray.
Looks that way. Yes.
Although, with the experience from the Plumstead side, my favourite bowler in the whole of the Western Province, bar Darryl Thorburn, is Mervyn Wright.
Oh, okay.
And Uncle Merv is such a classy performer. He wins games by himself.
Yeah.
You got Brian there, you got Dave Atkinson there,
Yeah.
and
Derek Atkinson.
oh, sorry, Dave Atkinson, my mate from Joburg, Derek Atkinson
Yeah.
in there, and they've got guys there that's played big bowls back in the day.
Yeah.
And they play with those oversized size 4s and 5s, going to Mowbray. That might just be the bowl to play there.
Correct.
You know, we haven't heard, with all due respect to Mowbray, we haven't heard the best things about the Greens at their own admission.
Yeah.
With a new look Mowbray side, thinned out a little bit, unfortunately, guys leaving and going elsewhere.
Yeah.
I firmly believe that the Plumstead side will win, but I think it's going to be a touch closer than your. But you go 8-4.
I went 8-4.
I went 7-5
7-5 to Plumstead.
to Plumstead, and yeah, I think it's going to be close. And I do like the makeup of that Plumstead side. They've been together for many years. They know each other so well. They're going to draw you, and you don't want to go play at Plumstead against them.
Yeah.
That's the last place you want to go. We're fortunate. We catch them at Glen next week on the double header. If I say fortunate, you never know if it's a fortune.
Correct.
But I'd rather play them at Glen than play them at Plumstead.
Yeah.
To be quite honest.
100%.
Lofty reckons, I think the English Premiership like the English Premiership, both these promoted sides will battle this season.
Yeah.
I'm leaning towards Mowbray because of the home advantage. A really tough call, this one. And again, I think it's a tough call. So he's gone Mowbray against us. He's gone Old Oak against us. Further than that, me and you went the same.
Yeah.
Did we? No, you went for a draw. You went 6-6. So,
That's only different.
you can always bank an old Ian to call you for a 6-6.
Are we still on a, yeah, there's some random oak.
Yeah, it's Ian.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, Ampo, you gone 6-6, and you've got me and you. Other than that,
We're pretty close the whole
we're
way.
pretty close the whole way. Lofty's got one on us, and Old Oak. He's gone Old Oak against Glen, and he's gone Mowbray against Plumstead.
Yeah.
So we don't know what we're going to do next week because next week's a double game week and we'll have to check with Luke's busy social calendar if we just do one big 2-round call, which could take 2 hours, or we're going to do like one earlier in the week, around 2, and then around 3 on Friday.
Yeah, we can decide on that.
Yeah, so we will just check out for the communication on Facebook, guys. Louis, just as a side note, Louis Ginter from Bellville is running a sort of a Super Brew prediction game for Premier League Flag and Muter. If you want to compete in that, I don't know how many guys he's got, please reach out to him. You can find him on Facebook, and if you don't have his number, if you want to compete or participate, let me know. I'll share his number with you. Louis, if you're watching, put your number in the comments. If you want to participate in the prediction game with Louis Ginter, hit him up. Always good fun. You know, everyone wants bragging rights. I think for me and you, we have this predictions and that. You know, you don't want to get caught up in too much.
Correct.
So I said I'm not going to participate, but I am encouraging everyone to actually to go and have a look at it and participate with Louis.
Yeah, why
It
not?
is. It's always fun.
It's something Louis is trying, and I like the idea. I think it's very good.
Yeah, and me and Bruno's got a little side bet this year.
Okay.
I think it's a grand a week, winner of the week, grand a week.
Bruno.
Yeah, me and Bruno.
Okay.
But it goes towards a lunch.
Okay.
But I haven't seen his predictions yet, so he can't. So what I don't like is he hasn't put in his predictions before our show or during our show.
That's a bit sneaky.
So he can just use my predictions and just go whatever you want. So Bruno, me and you will have a discussion about the validity of your predictions this week, because at the moment I see me as a winner because you missed the deadline. If not, we'll start game week 2, unless you can get your predictions in the next 30 seconds. But from my side, Luke, thank you very much for what you do for us, pal. You put in a lot of hard work, even though you're not always on time. As I said, new year, not a new Luke.
Can't change your winning formula.
You know, when you only have a show at 5 and you stay in Constantia and the show starts at 6 and you have to negotiate traffic, get you 10 minutes to, you're never going to be on time. You know, but in Afrikaans culture, 15 minutes early is on time. In English culture, 10 minutes late, just, you know, still fine.
Easy there.
But you're a Rhodesian, man, so I mean, this is
Yeah,
it's Scottish.
But anyway. Yeah, and just to add to that, good luck to everyone on the weekend. Enjoy the first round of games, wherever you're playing, and
in all divisions,
in all divisions. Again, we don't have enough time to cover all the divisions in this show. We wish we could, but that would keep us here till about 1 in the morning, the way we carry on. But yeah, good luck and enjoy. Look forward to seeing all the results coming in. To make next week even more exciting.
Yeah, so again, as Ampo said, I think it's very tough to go through all divisions.
Yeah.
There's so many divisions and there's strips leagues,
Correct.
and you know, we want to focus on the flagship, which is at school. If your first team rugby wins, doesn't matter what the results the rest have, it's your school wins. Not that I'm saying the other divisions don't matter, it's equally as important because it's part of the sport.
Yeah.
But we don't have time to go through all divisions. Otherwise, we'll do 7 days a week and we don't get paid to do this.
No.
We're just here to have fun.
Yeah.
But again, thank you very much, Luke. We appreciate what you do for us. Thank you, Hampo, for coming out.
Thank you.
And good luck on the weekend. And
too.
good
Thank
luck
you.
to all of you at home.
Cheers. Enjoy.
Chat Bietjie Rol, dis tyd om te praat. Langbal stories laat ons jou vermaak. League results wie's op die top. Predictions en teams ons hou nie op.